Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom here with the Times of Doctor News from in and around the universe that will astound you, amaze you, and drive you crazy. Yeah, a lot of people have been wondering, Dr. Freedom, where have you been? It's like, no, it's just we had a relative pass away this last week. I was off work for the week, and I just kind of like vegged out, for the week. I just really turned off, tuned out, did some writing. For you folks who are interested in the Dr. Freedom and Eric audio adventures, I've been working on the next chapter of Murder on the Chautauqua, and I want to do it justice, based off my original outline and all that. So I just been really taking my time with it, making sure it looks good, sounds good before I, send it on to the cast for recording. So it's going to be a long chapter if things come out the way I intended. If not, then I might edit it down a bit. But okay, let's get to the stuff you want to hear. Yeah, enough about me, enough about my wallows and all that. Let's get to the news, shall we? Now, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, especially in speculation land. I've now heard everything up to it, including Billie Piper's the 14th Doctor. All right, so this is getting to be crazy out there. Matter of fact, what's going to be next? Jodie Whittaker is pregnant with my baby. It's like, yeah, right. I telekinetically sent my reproductive material through the ether, and it was somehow captured by, and Chris Chibnall did it deliberately just to, next thing you know, they'll be saying they invented COVID just to make people watch the Chibnall area. It's just ridiculous psychobabble going on out there. All right, let's start off at the top. Revolution of the Daleks figurines are revealed coming soon. Is this set of figurines from Hero Collector featuring Dr. Captain Jack and one of the defense drone Daleks. I can understand people's criticism of these. They don't look exactly to be the best, but like I said, I don't really collect the figurines at the same time, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, I'm a sucker for detail, and it's just, I don't know. Is it just me, or is like Jack look more like, a young Leslie Nielsen on Forbidden Planet, there? I don't know. It's just, throw in the blue uniform and stuff, and there you go. But that's just me, all right? And the defense drone Dalek, looks like a reject from Lost in Space here. I really have to say that because look at the color scheme, look at the way they've done it, and the way they zoned it out. Now I know they got to stay within certain things and all that, but come on. Okay, next up on the docket, Jodie Whittaker to reunite with Bill Potts as Star drops a return hint. For one, there was no return hint. It was just Bill Potts saying she would be more than happy to come back to Doctor if they were asked, because she felt that she's still very close to the character of Bill Potts and wouldn't mind seeing Bill Potts interact with another Doctor. Like I said, I'm one of the guys who said Bill Potts got robbed. People might hate on me for it, but I still think they should have let Jenna Coleman go and let Bill Potts come in series 9, and that way we got a bit more development with Bill Potts. A little bit, plus, Nardole, Kuya brought Nardole in at series 9, but okay, this is me. So here you go. Yeah, no, there's not been no hit at or anything like that. Once again, this is one of them rags that goes off the deep end every time a YouTuber farts. All right, see the first look at Doctor Who comic Missy. Now, this is a new comic featuring, of course, the villain played by Michelle Gomez, and this will be out this April. Look at that stuff, man. Whoa. She even looks sinister when she's not bad. She's just drawn that way, and it makes me happy. Okay, so check it out. We got third Doctor action there, but I don't know. Is it just me, or does he look more like Derek Jacobi playing the third Doctor there? It's all right. So there you go. Lovely, lovely artwork. But like I said, I'm not really one to criticize artwork because I'm lucky if I can make a stick figure look interesting. Pedro, Karen Gillan, Maria Bakalova to star in Judd Apatow pandemic-inspired comedy The Bubble. So once again, Karen Gillan's still out there landing roles left and right, and this time she's going to be working with that guy from The Mandalorian, who, by the way, is also apparently signed up for The Last of Us. I'm really hoping that doesn't mean that they're going to put Din Djarin on the back burner for, the next series of The Mandalorian, especially since we had Grogu departing at the end of series 2 to a very, very, very epic conclusion. Now, trust me, I agree with some of you. There's things that could be improved in Doctor Who, and if I had my way about it, and I knew I wouldn't get my butt kicked by security, because I've seen the size of the security guards they hire for gold and all that out there. I just said, look, I just walk into a boardroom, everybody's sitting there. I'd sit down my phone and play the reaction videos, the compile ones, to the last, episode of series 2 of The Mandalorian. I'd say, look, the bar just got sick, gentlemen and ladies. The bar is that high. You better get on the ball because you got to beat that. But okay, that's just me. Okay, all right. Sorry, but the page you tried to review no longer exists. And I wonder which one this was because it's been a couple days since I put that up. Oh, well, it wasn't important then. All right, Sylvester McCoy bits being unsure if it would work with Jodie Whittaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is yet another article that's been rolled out to say that Jodie Whittaker's era and Chibnall's era has been a failure. And once again, this was Sylvester McCoy's opinion before he actually watched the series. If you read the article and all that, it's pretty much he goes into a statement and said, look, once I saw her in the role, I said, okay, I can see this happening. But once, people just these days, they take a headline and they twist it. And once again, this is the article that led to the one in the Express that Pearl Mackie hasn't ruled out a Doctor Who return and still feels really close to Bill. And a lot of companions say this. A lot of former companions have said this, going all the way back to all the surviving classic ones. It's no big surprise that they would like to come back, see their character reprise a role. So we had a talk with Mark Strickson about this even, back in the day. He would have loved to have seen Turlough return, but this is okay. Now here it is, 28-day ratings for the TV Zone, and Doctor Who comes in at number 11 for the week at 6.6 million viewers. And it only just, like I said, look at the competition. Corey, the news, the live event, which was, the big New Year's Eve event, Serpent, all that. So no big surprise, the news won out and Corey, as usual for the week. Nothing going on there. But what makes me die laughing, and I have to paraphrase Mr. TARDIS reviews here, was it's funny how It's a Sin has been referred to as a smash hit blockbuster series that people should glue their eyes to and whatnot. Yet it scored half the ratings of the New Year's Day special of Doctor Who, which is being, termed by certain YouTubers and all that and artists and critics as dying. Let that sink in. Because when you go look at the average ratings across the board on the BBC as a whole, it is literally dropping. And that's because nobody's watching TV on television anymore. Except for this event, like I said, this was a live event. So, of course, people watched the telly to watch it. You could also watch it streaming and all that, but a lot of folks at home said, look, just turn on the TV. Why bother with a computer? It's live. So, come on, even the BBC News used to score a lot higher than 7.5 million on a 28-day rating. Heck, look, where's Strictly Come Butt Looking? Where's it on that list? It's nowhere. Do you see Strictly Come Butt Looking anywhere in the top 15? And it used to be the one that routinely beat Doctor Who. Yet, where's it now? It must be dying. Oh, God. Okay. A Doctor Who video game based off the iconic Blink episode is coming out. A new Doctor Who video game will pick up where the classic episode of Blink left off, with players piecing together the mystery of the Weeping Angels. So if you're into this thing, it looks like it's going to be PC, whatnot, and all that. Looks, like it could be an interesting ride. So this has been reported by comicbook.com. And if you go through it right here, it tells you a little bit more about it, little quotes about it, gives you little hints about it. If that's not enough, this isn't the only Doctor Who game set for release this year. Edge of Reality is a VR experience that will star both David Tennant as the 10th Doctor and Whittaker as the 13th, and it will be available in the spring. So here we go. Let's hop on this again. Olivia Colman, Matt Smith lead the cast of Superworm, which will be coming to BBC One and BBC iPlayer for Christmas 2021. So Matt Smith's still out there. He's finally getting some roles. Maybe he can move out of Karen Gillan's pool house. I don't know. I think she'll miss him, though, especially the way, he pulls the weeds and the rose bushes and, cuts the grass just the right height. He really, he's a great actor and he can really master that lawnmower. It's just, I wonder if he uses a writing or a push. Then he's a muscular young man still, maybe he's still using a push more. But okay, So the first-rate voice cast for the adaptation will be headlined by Oscar winner Olivia Colman as the narrator, Emmy nominee Matt Smith playing the hero Superworm, and they are going to be joined by Patricia Allison as Butterfly, Rob Brydon from Gavin and Stacey as the Crow, and no, not that Crow, not the Brandon Lee Crow. Okay, that's a whole other genre. With the other cast to be announced later in the year. So nice little setup there. Boom, here you go. All right, Jodie Whittaker to be replaced by Billie Piper as Star steps up to return. Once again, take a look at the title of who's putting this balderdash out. It's the Express. Really? Billie Piper is making big money and doing other things. She does not need Doctor Who anymore. She doesn't really, unless she's going to do a fan appearance or a fan signing. Then, of course, bam, 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 people will be lined up for that around the rafters. But she's also done other things like Penny Dreadful, whatnot like that. It's not like she, come on, really? Do you think Billie Piper? I don't know. Let's ask the comment box out there. Do you really think you could see Billie Piper being the next Doctor? Would we want to go from a blonde-haired Caucasian lady to another blonde-haired Caucasian lady? Unless she does her hair dyed. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be another Caucasian. Yeah, I'm not being racist or anything. I'm just saying, I honestly don't think, I think they want to tread new ground. Male or female could be either one, but I don't think they're going to go down the standard, as they've been doing. I think they're going to try to break the mold again. This is me. Okay, of course, for those of you who might have forgotten, Rory Williams' solo audio adventures are coming out. And of course, this is going to be, the last Centurion series, or the Lone Centurion, and that'll be out, of course, this April from Big Finish Productions. So in case you forgot, no, this has not been dropped off. This has not been forgotten. It is still on its way out there, and it will be out this spring. Okay, and here's the craziest one ever. Jodie Whittaker is going to replace Ralph Little on Death in Paradise. Now, it's bad enough that the odds makers and all that are rolling out Chris Marshall again, who, by the way, turned it down. And it wasn't even offered as far as we know. It's just a lot of the speculation, the gamblers and all that, literally less than 48 hours after Peter Capaldi announced he was leaving Doctor Who. The announcement came that Chris Marshall was leaving Death in Paradise. So a lot of people hopped on the bandwagon, including myself, because I would have loved to have seen Chris Marshall as the Doctor. I loved him on Death in Paradise. I think he could be a very capable Doctor. But the thing is, we're coming on, how many years later? I think that ship has sailed. It would be interesting if it did happen, but, he would finally be Ginger if they go that route. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see it happening. So, once again, folks, please, please, please. My relatives was my wife's father passed away this past Thursday night. He passed peacefully in his sleep. It had nothing to do with COVID. It was not COVID related. He'd had some rather lengthy health problems, and I don't want to go into too much detail because that's her family business, and I don't think I don't like sharing it. So, even though he wasn't my own dad, he was a very kind man. Always loved to talk, loved to chat, and like I said, I lost my father-in-law from my first marriage to COVID related illness, if I remember right. And oh man, it's just crazy out there. Especially as you get older and you start to see people and love, leave this existence. I'm not a big religious type. I'm really not, but I do believe in some way we do go on. Really, how do you explain, if it's oblivion, how do you experience that? That's one thing that's always triggered, my imagination. It's like, but from what I've read, what I've seen and all that, don't necessarily, sure, it's sad that your loved one's gone, but at the same time, you carry them with you. Just remember that. So take care of yourselves and each other. Don't let simple-minded, crazy internet nonsense, ruin your day. Life is far more important. The people around you are far more important. The day that's in front of you is far more important than what some jackass on the other side of the planet hiding behind a mask or a cartoon character has to say about your favorite television show. It's far more important. So take care of yourselves. Good night.